Yes, 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 yes. My topic tonight is make noise. If you want changes, make noise. Now, if you don't make noise, those in authority won't listen. They won't listen to you. So, if you're living in a country, you must make noise. Make noise for change. Grenadians, make noise. If you don't make noise, you won't get change. Now, I remember one time I was in Grenada on holiday. And was end of year. And I was walking down the road from from my home. I think there was a dance down in the schoolyard, in the government school in Hermitage. So when I go in on the road, I saw some dogs eating a sheep. But when I reach close up to where the dogs were eating the sheep, I noticed they almost eat the whole sheep already. Right? They eat the sheep, and the sheep had a rope tied to it in his neck, and they eat the sheep. I start seeing the skeleton of the sheep. It was about 7 dogs. Or it could have been more dogs, but I saw about 7. So maybe if that sheep didn't make noise, because there were houses close by, the neighbor will hear, or the neighbors will hear, or the owner will hear. But the sheep didn't make noise, so those dogs eat the sheep. And about a week later, I heard people saying who were the owner of the dogs. But I think those dogs had to be put away because they're eating sheep, right? Can't keep them dogs in the community. So I just draw the reference with make noise. If the sheep they make noise, the dogs would not eat it. People all hear the sheep bawling. So if that sheep was a goat, he'll make noise. So anyway, in Grenada, politically, you have to make noise for change. Because those who have power, they tend to do their own thing, so make noise. So if in your community, if you see some things happening in your community, or in your village, or in your parish, that need some government attention, make noise. Make noise. Don't care what nobody say. Don't care what the government supporters say, or whoever say, or whoever, or any part of government. Anything you don't see, you see and you don't like, talk about it. For example, if a crime happens in a neighborhood and you see, it's expected most likely you will call the police. You see a crime. So if government not working in your interest, make noise. Because the government of the day, they make noise to get into power. The most, apart from carnival celebration, the most noise does make in Grenada is during election campaign. So the politicians and them on the campaign and they're making noise. They make noise to get in office. So don't be afraid to make noise for change. Now, I did a live and I talk about cleaning of Batway Beach. And I was listening to, this morning I was listening to GBN Grenada to the point. And one caller is from my parish. I don't know him, but he's from my parish. He called and he talk about the video I did, where I said government must clean Batway Beach, pay some people, employ people to clean the beach. And he's saying that he's a supporter of the government. So he's saying the government don't have to clean the beach, it's people what should clean the beach. I listen to the guy on GBN. Right. Now, the question to this guy, if he said it's people in the community to clean the beach. Now, when he was a small boy, and even me when I was small, if somebody going to work, a woman going to work, and she have a small kid, and the kid don't start to go to school yet, she might tell her neighbor or some good person in the community to look after that child of hers for the day till she come from work. But I sure nowadays in Grenada, people don't do that again. They go pay somebody to take care of the child for the day. And the child, when they come back home on weekend, they go pay the person. So this guy traveling, living in America, he called, and when he called, he said he was in St. Lucia on holiday. So he living the American dream. He living the American dream. He in St. Lucia on holiday. He enjoying good time. Right? He got Yankee dollars, so he could go to St. Lucia for holiday. But he dismissing my request for government to pay people to clean Batway Beach. So my question to this guy, if he go back to live in Grenada and he has small kids, do you really believe he could tell the next day nobody to look for after his small kids for him for the whole day till he come from work or wherever he coming from or where he was going? I'm sure nobody won't do that nowadays. But 30, 40 years ago, somebody will do that for him. Or they'll do it for me, they will do it for other people. Everything is, people want money. So he be saying that the people in the parish should clean, or in the community should clean the beach. That was years ago. For example, when I was a boy growing up, people who own lands, you grow up, you have a couple acres of land, and your neighbor or your other friends have a couple acres of land. In the dry season, you go to help people create team, community, so they clean one person land this week, and next week the team come and clean the other person land, so everybody get the acreage of land clean. That was in Grenada, we used to call that maroon. So I guess that it come from the runaway slaves in Grenada, or they living in the mountainside, and they don't want to work for the slave master. On the patch of land, maybe that's how they used to work, where they hiding from the slave master. So they used to do maroon. So you work in community, or if you break in a building. Now, this guy, he live in the American dream, but he preaching that people in Grenada should work for the community. Why he didn't stay in Grenada and work for the community? He living in America, New York, or he say, and he could go to St. Lucia for holiday. His lifestyle changing. But he's supporting his government, and because the government don't hire nobody to clean the beach, he's saying community should clean the beach. So my life tonight is make noise if you want change. If you don't make noise, you wouldn't get change. Changes wouldn't come. You gotta make noise. Make noise. If you don't make noise, you won't get nothing. Right? For example, if you have fish vendors selling jacks and fish and sprat and whatever, fish in general, and they buy the fish in one of the towns, I could talk for my parish, St. Patrick. I don't come out I wasn't born close to the sea. But it's a custom way. People who sell fish come to the villages in vehicle and sell fish. And when they're about a mile away, a mile and a half away, to where they come in to sell the fish, they blow a shell. So you say shell blowing, and we had a tax say, you didn't hear shell blow today. And you tell your neighbor, if shell blow today, buy some jacks or some fish for me. You leave the money. Or if you're in your house, you hear shell blow, you know jacks and fish coming. So the people who selling the fish, they make noise. So the customers gonna know they're in the community to sell the fish. Right? So it's the same thing in politics. You have to make noise for change. Because none of the politicians going to do their own thing. So I sticking to my point. Make nice for Batway Beach to clean. Batway Beach is the people's beach. People go to Batway Beach. Sometimes they don't even want to bathe in the sea. But they go to play music and to cook. And as I said, the reason why I made the life, I see Daniel Dubois, the British-born Grenadian world heavyweight boxing champion, was on Batway Beach, he and his family. A whole family of them. And his trainer or his physicist, or people who, his trainer, like. And they were having a good time. And the beach didn't have sargassum on it, but he had some debris washed up from the sea. The debris didn't come from people who went to the beach and dirty the beach. The debris come from the sea. So Batway is the people's beach. Government should pay citizens, give them a job to clean the beach. So my question to this Grenadian guy living in New York from my parish, St. Patrick. The question to him, who really clean Coney Island? I've been to Coney Island already in New York. Do the community clean Coney Island or Parks and Recreation clean it? Who clean Prospect Park in New York? I've been to Prospect Park already. Question to this guy. Talking about community. People have, well, he should stay in Grenada, don't travel to America and do community work. So my point is, for you to get change, make nice. If you see something you want in your community, make noise. Like if you see a telephone pole making sparks, you're going to call Green Lake. Green telephone post or electrical post, you go call Green Tail or Green Lake to come and look after it. Or if you see a pipe burst on the street and water leaking, you're going to call Nawasa. Or if a neighbor there is a fight in next door to you in a neighbor's house, and the fight is dangerous and he could end up in debt, you're going to call the police. So just say if government are working in your interest, you got to make noise. Ask for change. Some people support politics without thinking. They have no analytical skills. No analytical thinking. This is why we end up in slavery. Because people like this guy, in the days of slavery, if members of his tribe were not kidnapped by slave traders, he wouldn't care until his tribe start getting, members of his tribe start getting kidnapped. See, this is the black man problem. And tomorrow we blame the white man for everything. We must evolve. You're not in Africa, you don't have a tribe. So don't defend political tribe. No human being born yellow. There is no people who call yellow and green people. Right? This is political symbols or identification, artificial color. So tonight I'm saying, Grenadian, if you want change, make noise. If you don't make noise, your ego get change. Anyway, this is me, Hudson George. I go on till I come again.